Hello. Have you ever thought about using Pinterest as a productivity tool in your business? If not, you may be intrigued and surprised to find that it can actually be a very powerful tool that you can utilize in your company and in how you just take day-to-day action in your business. Before I get started, I want to introduce myself. I'm Katie Mazzocco of FullSpectrumProductivity.com. I work with coaches, consultants, and service-based business owners who are passionate about transforming the world and who are stuck in chaos and overwhelmed and want to save 2 hours a day or more in their business. That's what I help people to do with systems and productivity. Woo! So, all right, I want to share with you how you can be using Pinterest. So if you use Pinterest at all, it's possible for you. It's a huge time waste, right? You go on and maybe you get sucked into the beautiful virtual abyss of Pinterest and all that's possible and all of the beautiful projects you can do and all the ideas. Well, what I'm going to share with you is a lot more strategic than that. It's likely that you have running your company, you do a lot of research for things, you find a lot of resources, you have a lot of good ideas, you find something that is awesome and you want to take a leap off of that and model it in something you want to do in your company. How do you keep track of all those URLs? Because most of everything happens online these days, right? So how do you keep track of all your URLs, all those ideas, all those resources? How do you have them at your fingertips? Well, it's possible that you have just this huge soupy stew mess of bookmarks on your web browser. And how easy is it to find things there? Totally not, right? Because it's like it takes the heading name of the website, and so it's this gobbledygook that maybe you don't understand. You don't really know what it is. You can't see what it is unless you click on it, which is wasting time. What are you supposed to do? Click through all these hundreds of websites? No, that's not going to work. Let's not do that. So what I do recommend is that you begin to migrate your bookmarks and all your brainstorms and the resources you want to have at your fingertips to Pinterest. You may or may not be aware that Pinterest is a social platform, but it's very visual. So it captures an image or a video or a graphic that's on the web page. You can choose which one you want to be the placeholder. And then when you're actually in the platform, you're able to click and it will actually open up the website that is from. So let's say you loved something you saw about how somebody did the composition of a video that they did and you want to model it. So what are you going to do with that? What I recommend is in your Pinterest, there are public boards. They're called boards when you have categories of different things. You can name them. So you have public boards that people can see and you can share. And then there's private boards. And so what I recommend is having a few boards on your Pinterest account that you're able to save bookmarks to. And what I mean by that is you're able to save the websites on Pinterest and have, these visual representations of what you need. And what that looks like is you want to be intentional about the buckets you're creating because you don't want your boards to be too narrowly named because then it's going to be like you're going to have one thing in this board and one thing in that board. No. Let's say you are often brainstorming new marketing mailings to send, or that you're looking for marketing ideas, or that you want to have articles on how to have self-improvement or audios that you can listen to, or maybe you have some resources you want to share with your community. So for me, like business productivity resources and law of attraction resources and all of these different resources, each of those could have their own board. Some could be private and some could be public. And what I do is I use this strategy a lot in my business. I have the Pinterest, what's the right word for it? The thing that you plug in on my web browser. So if I'm on a page that I like, let's say I found a card that I like or an idea of something I could use as a theme in coming up in a future mailing, I will click the Pinterest button on my web browser. It's going to immediately pop up and populate all of the different images that can be pinned in Pinterest. And then it allows me to just scroll through and choose what board I want to send it to, whether I want to pin it to a private board or a public board, and I can choose which one. It's beautiful because you don't actually have to go to Pinterest to do it. You can, but you don't actually have to do it. In addition, on your phone web browser, I do the same thing. I have the plugin installed on my phone web browser, and I have it activated. And because I have Pinterest on my phone, you have to have Pinterest on your phone to be able to do it. And it just connects to my account, and I'm able to just choose the board and go about my day. So you don't get sucked into the black hole Pinterest, but anytime you need a resource, what you do is you do not go to your home page of Pinterest. You don't just go to pinterest.com and log in. If you're already logged in, you actually want to navigate directly to your profile page. So I go to pinterest.com/FS productivity, which is my Pinterest page. So the first thing I see are just all my boards. So I know what I'm looking for. I just go, I find it in the board I want. I click it, I do what I need, I share it, whatever I need to do. I don't get sucked into the news feed. Because just like Facebook, the news feed's what gets you, right? That's where all the bright, shiny objects are. So don't go on the news feed. Just go to actually navigate directly to your profile page on Pinterest, and you're going to bypass all of that distraction. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. The other nice thing is that people are able to easily see things. So you can share boards with your clients if you want to be like, these are my resources for this. Or you also are able to, even private boards, the secret boards, you're able to share them with specific people. So this isn't a business example, but in my personal life, I got married 2 years ago. Prior to the wedding, my husband and I were bouncing ideas back and forth about what we wanted to do for our wedding and what different ideas we had, but we didn't want all of our guests to see all of our ideas before they got there. We wanted it to be a surprise and an experience. So we used several private Pinterest boards to share different ideas at different stages of the wedding. So you can see how if you had a team member who was helping you with a website or anything like that, you'd be able to do that. Another thing I want to mention before I hop off is that in Pinterest, you're able to actually put a description below it of what it is. It will automatically, when it chooses an image, have default text under it that it's pulled from the website. You're allowed to easily edit that and actually make a note of what it is. So you could literally, let's say you have a card that's for Thanksgiving that you might want to send to your list of amazing, lovey people that you want to love up. Well, you could, instead of having it say like turkey happiness under it, it could say idea for November 2017 mailing. And you're going to have this repository of all your ideas, and it's just really powerful to be able to reference that and have your team reference that. When they're like, oh, it's time to order the mailing, you'd be like, oh, go ahead into the Pinterest board, I already chose it. Done for you. How amazing is that? So I hope that serves you. If you have any questions, post them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think, how you think you might be able to use this. And have you tried it before? Do you use bookmarks? Do you use Pinterest? Do you use a different app that does a similar thing, like maybe Evernote? I would love to hear what your thoughts are. If this serves you and you'd like even more strategies, I have a free gift on my website. 33 systems every small business must have to be successful. It's a checklist. Woo! See, I'm so happy. I'm like throwing around mics here. So you can get that by visiting my website, fullspectrumproductivity.com. In the meantime, I hope that you are thriving. Huge hugs to you, and I will talk to you later. Bye.